let's get to the fundamentalist fuck this week. And this probably will come as no surprise to anybody that's been paying attention, because the fundamentalist fuck this week is brought to you by Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters, a MAGA sycophant of the highest order. And under his leadership in the state of Oklahoma, he is a former teacher himself. The state of Oklahoma now ranks 50th in education. And why is that? Because Mr. Walters is focused on the important things. Some of his greatest hits include being a white supremacist. You know, he doesn't like DEI, and he's trying to partner with Prager University, with white supremacist Dennis Prager, to create an assessment that will keep woke teachers out of Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure most woke teachers don't want to go to Joklahoma, Ryan, because you're 50th in education, you have terrible teacher pay, and your schools are underfunded because of jackasses like you. He wants to mandate that the Bible is taught in social studies class. Now, not the Quran, not religion, the history thereof, the Bible, and his conservative white Christian nationalist version of the Bible. He ordered all schools to show a video of him praying for Donald Trump. Now, I don't think he was probably praying for Donald Trump to have a come to Jesus meeting and repent of being a pedophile and a sexual predator and felonious, money laundering mob boss wannabe. No, he was praying for the MAGA America First agenda. He tried to use state funds to get 500 Bibles. And then he tried to get
the Trump Bible.
Trump Bibles, 500 Trump Bibles. Then he tried to craft legislation where they would have to buy 55,000 Bibles for students. And they had to be King James in some kind of leather or leather-like. And it all boiled down to describing both the Lee Greenwood and the Trump Bibles, because it had to have the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, which, folks, that's blasphemy. I don't care how orthodox or heterodox you might be like I am, but putting secular documents into a Bible is blasphemy. He apparently, according to Right Wing Watch, he really loves the spotlight and kind of shamelessly seeks it to get, on Fox News and stuff like that. He has aligned himself with the fascist group Moms for Liberty. Those book banning people and the libs of TikTok and all that. He appointed Chaya Reichik, the founder of Libs of TikTok, a hate account, to the Oklahoma Library Advisory Board. This woman has absolutely zero credentials to be anywhere near that particular position, and she should probably not be allowed into a library without a police escort. And now, and then he was also part of the trying to get public funds for religious charter schools, which the state of Oklahoma said that goes against our Constitution. And he was like, no, it don't. And then they went to the Supreme Court of the United States, and that was a deadlocked court. So the order to not allow that remained. But this week, this fool was in the news once again, because during a meeting of the State Board of Education with three board members in the room in his office, two of them looked up and saw on his television what was described as vintage pornographic material with full frontal nudity. And they both expressed shock because, hey, we're in a meeting and this is, in a state building, and obviously you're not expecting to see boobs and pubes on the tube, right? and one of the woman, what was her name? Becky Carson, said, what is that on your TV? What is that on your TV? And she said he responded like a teenager getting caught doing something he wasn't supposed to do. That he turned around and looked and went, oh my God, what is that? And then he tried to fumble around and got it turned off. And then after that, he just tried to pretend like nothing ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
And this was corroborated by a third member of the board. So 2 people saw it and commented on it. And I watched them getting interviewed on an Oklahoma City news channel today. And they said, his response was not, "Oh my God, I don't know how that got there. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Absolutely, 100% for sure." But his response was this, and this was the interview that I want you all to see.
I would love to hear what went down. Walk us through what happened during that executive session.
Sure. I mean, what we've seen here is the grossest lies and political attack that the state's ever seen. We have a cable TV box back there, and we have got a gross accusation that's already been proven by OMS and the sheriff's office to be impossible to have happened. There's no devices connected to that cable TV. It is a cable TV set. We've got board members that are lying and crucifying my character to stop the work we're doing here for Oklahomans. And I will not tolerate these lies, the character assassination. My family has had to hear this nonsense for 4 days of something that is demonstrably false because board members with Governor Stitt decided to tell a lie and spin a narrative that is impossible to be true. So what we're seeing is a political attack to assassinate my character because they're trying to stop the will of Oklahomans to bring education reform. And I'm just absolutely not going to tolerate it.
Okay, now, who did that sound like to y'all?